I did this. And then I did this. I did this. And then I did this. I did this.
Good evening, I'm Dan Rather, and tonight on CBS News.
In a shocking development, the federal government says being broke is allowed, but if you're broke and glowing, you are officially now a suspect.
You can't be glowing more than your financial status. Look your problem.
Producers have confirmed next season of Love Island will merge with the Hunger Games. Only one couple will survive the new format. Everyone else dies.
Senator Buck Nutley has unveiled his Big Girthy bill, a new proposal meant to rival the Big Beautiful bill. But does size really matter?
The shocking trend of Labubu violation continues as more and more people are finding their dolls' holes stretched wide open and reeking of shame.
If you thought Bigfoot was bad, wait till you meet his gooey cousin. A kumsquatch was just spotted in Dongwood National Forest.
Did you know IKEA has released a home glory hole kit called the Fuke Hole? It includes pre-drilled panels, mounting brackets, and a stain-proof finish. We begin with breaking news out of Massachusetts, where residents are reeling from what scientists are calling a cum-comet impact.
Officials are asking everyone to stay indoors and to wear N95 masks in case of cum aerolization.
President Trump kicking off another busy week at the White House.
It has been yet another eventful week in Washington.
The activity level is off the charts. The president dialed in. He is executing his agenda at a lightning fast pace. Here's something we rarely see in American politics. President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises, and he's doing them as quickly as possible.
This administration is moving at political light speed, and they're just getting started.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing.
Goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. Have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's official. Former President Donald Trump will be running for president again in 2024.
Donald Trump got the stamina and the will to do this again? He's come under such tremendous...
Everything is on the line in this election.
A busy day in the campaign world up in Butler today. Former President Trump holding a rally at 5 o'clock.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Not even an assassin.
If we're not careful, AI could make it impossible to distinguish truth from fiction in the news we consume.
So, Keisha, what's a high-value man to you?
A man that gave me 10 kids, 3 evictions, $10 on Cash App, and still pull up in a Nissan Altima that sound like it got asthma.
Day one of trying to make it to work without yelling at a pedestrian. Pray for me, y'all.
Still alive, still unemployed. But baby, I look G-O-D doing it. Oh my God, I'm not even late, I'm just dramatic. Y'all know I will risk it all for a good melon.
We have breaking news. A laser-guided ship missile has just been launched from Rectomopolis, reportedly targeting Pennsylvania.
We're live from the scene where a laser-guided ship missile launched from Rectomopolis has struck Pennsylvania.
This just in, a pubnadal blankets St. Louis in a thick bush this evening.
Downtown is completely covered in pubic hair, causing highways to close out of caution.
It's coming right for us. We need to get out of here now. Oh my God, it's taking the houses.
A massive gizzard has buried Kamlambus in 2 feet of donglode. Locals blame the lack of preparation on Mayor Linda P. Slurp.
The city of Columbus is reeling today after an unprecedented event. What officials are calling a gizzard has left downtown streets. Customs officials at Orbital Port 69 have seized over 420 stolen jork blades, many still warm and dripping. A magnitude 6.9 queefquake rattled Clamlip Valley this morning, releasing a torrent of pussy farts. The children's reading session of This Little Piggy Got Pegged has been cancelled, with parents saying the book is too anatomically detailed for kids.
Lawmakers remain deadlocked on the big beautiful bill, with some saying $10 billion more is needed for fleshlights and robo-cooters for dudes on dry spells.
Los Angeles, because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claimed she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Bangher. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation. Miss Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
We need your $80,000 down payment now.
Can I do 6 child support checks, 1 EBT card, 10 Section 8 credits, and 2 Medicaid payments?
We take it all.
Welcome back to White News Network. I'm your host, Kimberly Kumquat. Today, the BFI released documents that claim no special files exist from that one famous island. Wink, wink. BFI director said, quote unquote, although you've seen plenty of known people at that island, no American people, you were just seeing shit. The BFI office also released perfectly edited 24-hour surveillance footage of that jail cell where the main guy in charge was being held. At this point, these guys are playing in our face. Most of you are too blind to see it.
Welcome back, folks, to the White News Network. I'm your host, Tom Blandley, and tonight a white woman is leaving her husband after trying a YN. HOA President Skylar White told WNN she is filing for divorce because, quote unquote, after trying a YN, you never go back. Her husband, Kevin White, owner of Proud Boys Country Club, says he is devastated by the news and that it is, quote unquote, total malarkey. The divorce hearing is set for July 13th at Cornbread District Family Court. If Mrs. White wins, she will be entitled to half of his shit that she never worked for. Next up, rock star Roger Bangher has already impregnated 3 women on his Fuckfest tour. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Want to do some totally unnecessary shit like mountain jump with a fly suit on? Then head over to whitepeopleshit.com.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
Swim with sharks, it's a blast. Make memories that last.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
And then I did this. I did this. And then I did this.
Yo, yo. Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, we back at it again, man. Let's do some news. Salute to the chat. What's up, chat? I see you into the quiet storm. Kwame, what's up? And Lord of Brooklyn. All right, and the cloud watch is starting to fade in. All right. I know everybody ain't getting my notifications, man, so I'll be trying to reshare the stream on the community tab. All right, man, let's get into it. Let's start off with some lefties losing it. And yo, what up, Dave? What up, Saul? Yo, what up, Saul? All right, let's get this started off right. Let's definitely do some lefties losing it.
Yeah, let's start with CBS, who not too long ago had to pay Donald Trump tens of millions of dollars for their dishonest reporting. But it appears that they've learned little from that experience. Watch what they did to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Watch where they cut off her answer in the footage that they actually put to air. They cut off all the pertinent facts she listed about illegal immigrant and gangbanger Kilmar Abrigo Garcia. CBS didn't put to air anything about this thug being a member of MS-13, being a wife beater, and a creep who tried to get nude photos of minors.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America.
Just shameful.
Yo, you see that? And I saw this a couple days ago. Yo, they're actually called. This is the age of the internet and how we do things down here on social media with the, you know what I'm saying, grabbing the receipts and running everything back. The ones that aren't DNC run or the propaganda networks, they're taking a cue from us. They're actually pulling real receipts, and they call it CBS out there, actually clipping and editing Homeland Security's statements live on the air, and they could actually get sued for this. So this is evidence in real time of them social engineering the news and pushing a propaganda agenda.
Stuff from CBS. Talking about shameful, let's check in with the new AOC, Jasmine Crockett, the radical Democrat from the great state of Texas. Let's have a listen to how this privileged young woman used to sound when she was being her authentic self.
No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up.
That's the real Jasmine. See if you can detect the subtle difference with the inauthentic ghetto version she's now showcasing in the media.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers.
That's so bad when even the international news can spot the difference in like black dialect and ghetto cosplay. Like this is a Indian newscaster in Australia, and they're calling this out with what the Democrat Party is doing with these quiches and the blacks in general that are still in the plantation, that they can actually pull the clips and point out the orchestrated cosplaying of the Keisha archetype, because this is the image that the Democratic Party pushes of the American black while they squander your vote.
Workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you. And the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in the divorce. I'm like, ooh, that's got to be true because your lawyer would know that they going to lose it.
Low child, They're talking about how Christian there is.
Yo, bro. Yo, this is bad when you got an Indian in Australia mimicking your Keishaism. This is Keisha's international image. She's a fucking caricature and a clown. Keisha ethnic image is in the trash, bro.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
So, Keisha, what's a high-value man to you?
A man that gave me 10 kids, 3 evictions, $10 on Cash App, and still pull up in a Nissan Altima that sound like he got asthma.
Yeah, that's the key. This is Keisha's ethnic image.
KFC, Ida. I heard you're looking for a new car today.
Mm-hmm. You know your girl needs a new ride.
Well, we do not accept EBT, so get the fuck out.
Yo, awful, bro.
Oh my God, Kamala and Hillary would be proud of that effort. Remember, their accent switch-ups. Now, let's check in on the celebs. They are not doing too well, sadly. Rosie O'Donnell in particular seems to be afflicted with all sorts of delusions, including the notion that the Minnesota school shooter, the trans-identified lefty who wanted to kill Donald Trump, she thinks that means he is a Republican and he's MAGA. This woman needs help.
I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. And this was a church inside a Catholic school.
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And what do you know? It was a white guy, Republican, MAGA person. What do you know? White supremacist.
She got it right about him being a white guy, but he certainly wasn't Republican or MAGA. Just like you, Rosie, he was deranged with hatred for Donald Trump. And sticking with celebrities, let's see what happened when Coldplay's Chris Martin invited a couple of excited young girls on stage. Watch how things get real weird when he learns that the girls are from Israel.
Where did you come from today? From Israel. Okay, well. Okay, well, listen. I'm going to say this. I'm very grateful that you're here as humans, and I'm treating you as equal humans on earth, regardless of where you come from.
He's treating them as equal humans on earth, regardless of where they come from. That's actually what he said. What an utterly bizarre and twisted way to treat a couple of young fans just because a few lefties in the audience lost it as soon as they heard the word Israel. Joining me now is political advisor and commentator CJ Pearson. CJ, President Trump has responded to the crazy fake news that circulated in recent days about his demise.
Okay, I don't care about the Trump health scare rumors that are going around. That's just Democrats being desperate. Let's do the drone strike on the cartel. Let's do that one. So, Trump administration released their drone strike. Who sent me this? Quiet Storm sent me this. I saw this earlier this morning too. So this is Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, who they are now going to be changing the name of the department to the Department of War. But they just did a drone strike on some fentanyl and drug smugglers from Venezuela making their way over to the U.S. They blew these puppies up. Let's go.
Seth, Pete, good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning.
Good morning. So the president
Great to see you all.
Good to see you too. Thanks for your service. The president put that video of him eviscerating, blowing up that boat coming across with all of the drugs on board. And the president said on social, on Truth Social, let them be on notice to anybody bringing drugs to the U.S. Beware.
Yo, Trump a wild boy. He got the I think there was like 7 people on that boat. So he did the drone strike and he just released it to the media like, yo, bro, this is how we coming. Keep playing.
Shit. Got your ass.
So the president is sending a message to other cartels, right?
A very clear one. I can tell you that was definitely not artificial intelligence. I watched it live. We knew exactly who was in that boat. We knew exactly what they were doing, and we knew exactly who they represented. And that was Tren de Aragua, a narco-terrorist organization designated by the United States, trying to poison our country with illicit drugs. Last year, under the Biden administration, all 4 years, 100,000 Americans died from drug-related from drugs, from the use of drugs, many of which poured in from Central and South America through our southwest border. Now, we're sealing the border, but President Trump is willing to go on offense in ways that others have not been. And to send that clear signal to Tren de Aragua, Cartel del Sols, and others emanating from Venezuela, we're not going to allow this kind of activity. You're poisoning our people. We've got incredible assets, and they are gathering in the region. And so you want to try to traffic drugs, it's a new day. It's a different day. And so those 11 drug traffickers are no longer with us, sending a very clear signal that this is an activity the United States is not going to tolerate.
Oh, it was 11 people. So Trump just caught 11 bodies on camera and then released it to the press. Yo, that's that. Yo, that's that Queens, New York. That's that. Yo. Storm says, for the record, Jasmine Crockett will not win a Senate seat. She's better off going to a liberal state because she's toast in Texas. See what I did there? Texas toast? Sure enough, do. Sure, I sure do. I sure do see what you did right there. See what you did right there.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I see what you did right there.
In our hemisphere.
Well, Mr. Secretary, you made it very clear when we had the opportunity to visit the southern border at Fort Bliss, the Southern Command knew exactly where these folks were and that you guys were going to take them out. I guess the question is, for this operation specifically, was this a drone attack or was this hellfire from a helo?
I can't disclose precisely how this went down. I can tell you it was precision. It was very well understood exactly what assets would be used in order to achieve the effect. So that's classified how it was done. But you can see publicly a lot of the assets that we have in the region, which to include an ARG-MU, which holds 2,200 combat infantry Marines and has plenty of its own organic assets. So we've got assets in the air, assets in the water, assets on ships, because this is a deadly serious mission for us. And it won't stop with just this strike. Anyone else trafficking in those waters who we know is a designated narco-terrorist will face the same fate. And it's important for the American people to protect our homeland and protect our hemisphere.
So their leader, Maduro, who we put a $50 million bounty on his head, has called out to China for help in this. And China's condemning.
Yeah, this is what I was talking to you about earlier. Saw that Maduro called out for, reached out to China. Trump blowing up shit coming from boats floating from their country. Little Brooklyn says Jasmine is looking for a cable news compensation. Yeah, well, I think we touched on that yesterday. A failed run for Senate will paint her as a heroine who fought against the machine. I think you're spot on with that.
The U.S. And saying, I shouldn't use the word condemn. They're warning us we should look out for the different countries' integrity. Are you worried about China and their relationship with Venezuela, and how will that affect our policy?
No, the only person that should be worried is Nicolas Maduro, who's running effectively as a kingpin of a narco state, not actually elected and indicted for $50 million by the United States. And we know he's involved in the types of drug running that has affected the American people directly. So China and other countries are going to say certain things, and that's their prerogative. What we have there in the Caribbean is a clear demonstration of military might. President Trump has shown, whether it's the southwest border, whether it's the Houthis in freedom of navigation, whether it's Midnight Hammer in Iran, that the precise application of American power can have incredible impacts and reshape dynamics around the world and in the region. So Nicolas Maduro, as he considers whether or not he wants to continue to be a narco trafficker, has some decisions to make. And that's all I'll say about that.
Is regime change our goal there?
Well, that's a presidential decision, and we certainly understand the indictment. We understand that $50 million. Anyone would prefer that he would just give himself up, but that's a presidential level decision, and we're prepared with every asset that the American military has.
I'm telling you, I liked Hegseth when he was actually just on Fox as a anchor or contributor. Trump tapping him for Secretary of Defense. I've been saying that from the beginning. He is a combat veteran. He shows up very good on camera. He's media ready because he was in media. I think this is the strike in Iran in particular shows his overall capability. And I think he just shows up great on the media, in the media and the press in terms of communicating military strategy to the general American public. I've said this before, like Trump's running the most media transparent administration in recent history. I mean, they do the cabinet meetings like live to the press. And like I said, as far as Hegseth, I think I think he's great on camera and communicating things that they're doing militarily, and also in particular, they always try to trip him up with certain things, and I like that he doesn't overshoot his skis. He's very quick to defer to Trump as the commander in chief and being like, that's above my pay grade, blah 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 blah. If this is going to happen, you'll have to hear it from the president. I think he plays it spot on.
Incredible that y'all were able to track that boat, know that there were 11 narco terrorists on board, and be able to take it out to prevent all those drugs from making it into the United States and killing so many teenagers, so many 20-year-olds, whoever's doing drugs in the U.S. So thank you for that. I don't know how you did it. I'm sure you have intel that you can't talk about. But let's talk about China this morning, because while we were sleeping, China was celebrating. They're having this parade in Tiananmen Square featuring a display of advanced equipment. And they invited Putin and they invited Kim Jong-un in attendance. So what message are they trying to send, and what is the administration's response?
Well, unfortunately, the weakness of the previous administration has driven Russia and China closer together. That was a terrible development of a lack of American leadership and a lack of American strength. And you saw it around the world, and it manifests in what we saw on TV last night. But that's why President Trump has charged us at the Defense Department to be prepared to rebuild our military in historic ways, to restore the warrior ethos and reestablish deterrence, not because we seek conflict. We do not. And we've been clear about that with China or Russia or others, but because by being prepared, you prevent it. You ensure that the American people and the homeland are safe, and demonstrations of parades are fine, but they don't hopefully manifest in actually military conflict. So we know what they believe and what they're about. We also know how strong we are and the military advantages we have. They know that also. Our job's to maintain those military advantages in space, in the skies, in the sea, under the sea, and with long-range fires. All the capabilities we have, Golden Dome, which is something China knows they can't replicate, and we will inside this administration. So we're going to maintain the strategic advantage. President Trump has a great relationship with President Xi, and we'll leverage that in hoping to find ways that we can work together. Otherwise, we'll always be prepared.
So, Mr. Secretary, part of the president's philosophy is peace through strength. He wants to be able to have negotiations. He doesn't want to start any new wars. He wants to end a lot of wars. But one thing he does want to do is have the perception and the philosophy of the military to get back to the original origin. And one way he wants to do that with changing the name from Defense to Department of War. What is the timeline on that?
I've said stand by on it, and that's what I'll say again, because that's ultimately the president's call. But I'll say this, we won World War I and we won World War II, not with the Department of Defense, but with a War Department, with the Department.
Yeah, so I was just saying that on the phone with me. We were just talking about this, the name change. Detroit 313 in the building. What up, Playboy? I see you. We got an artificial intelligence segment tonight. I'll play that after the Chicago segment. If you're still in the chat. Detroit in the building.
Off by a stop.
Let's go.
Department of War. As the president has said, we're not just defense, we're offense. We're reestablishing at the department the warrior ethos. We want warriors, folks that understand how to exact lethality on the enemy. We don't want endless contingencies and just playing defense. We think words and names and titles matter. So we're working with the White House and the president on it. Stand by, but we might have some new signage here, right over here, eventually.
We look forward to it.
Well,
Even here in the briefing room.
And we'll see if you have to go to Kinko's to change your business cards. That's going to be something that's going to make a decision from the White House, I'm sure. All right, so let's talk about the National Guard. If there's going to be a similar display of federal muscle in Chicago as in D.C., the National Guard.
All right, perfect. I'll play the rest of this Chicago bit, and then we'll switch over actually to Chicago, to my Chicago segment. I think Quiet Storm sent me that segment too.
Play a role, but yesterday there was a decision that came down by a judge in San Francisco, Breyer. I think it's brother of the Supreme Court Justice.
Yo, Music Man in the building. What up, Playboy? Southwest Philly stand up. What it do, man?
Off by a star.
I see you, fam. Let's go.
Who said the president should not have deployed troops. This is its troops into Los Angeles. I assume that means the National Guard because you also put Marines in there. They said you can't do investigations. You can't aid the ICE or police officers. It really limited anything National Guard can do. How will that affect what happens in Chicago if the president decides to put National Guard in there?
Well, Brian, that'll be appealed. It already has been appealed in California because it's an incorrect decision. Ultimately, the president had every authority. The National Guard was working completely within those confines, supporting law enforcement, protecting federal buildings and federal agents. That's what we said we were going to do from the beginning, and that's what we did. So everything we did in Los Angeles was lawful. And by the way, effective. Gavin Newsom wasn't willing to do what was needed to prevent a Summer of Love 2.0. And so we got in there, secured the city alongside federal law enforcement. We supported them. That'll be appealed. That'll be overturned. And what you see in Washington is the right kind of collaboration with state, local, city law enforcement. You've seen a city reborn, safe and beautiful. It's a template for what that cooperation could look like. The National Guardsmen, I talked to some of them yesterday at the street. They were a little surprised when I stopped my convoy and the Secretary of Defense got out and these National Guard soldiers from West Virginia were on patrol. But they were proud of what they were doing. They were excited to be in their nation's capital and securing it. We've seen crime rates plummet in the city. So whether it's Chicago or Baltimore or New Orleans, wherever it is, we'll be proud to partner with law enforcement that'll partner with us. But as the president has said, he wants governors to invite us in. And unfortunately, you've got some governors that aren't willing to do that in Illinois and Maryland. So that's the president's call. We'll see what happens next. But we're proud of the missions we've done so far. It's part of protecting American citizens, just like our southwest border. The invasion is over. The lawlessness and the chaos is over. We will work with our federal partners appropriately to help secure the American people.
Hey,
Yo, like I said, man, I like Hegseth. Hegseth's ready for the fight. You can see with the enthusiasm or what have you. And Trump's presidency is like he's let loose the full strength of the American military, but not from a standpoint of like boots on the ground and wanton militarism, regime change, etc. More on like a surgical show of strength, peace through strength initiative. I'm trying to tell you, let's get to the midterms and let's see how the rest of these 4 years. But like I said, if this guy gets through unscathed, we may be looking at one of the best presidencies in far recent history, Playboy. It's a wonderful time to be alive, or at least an exciting time to be alive. That being said, let's segue into this Chicago, because we want to keep our eyes on Chicago. Let's segue into this Chicago segment. This is Hannity. We all know Hannity leans right, so, but Hannity, what do you call it? Hannity, as far as I'm concerned, is a good editorial journalists, except for when it comes to Israel. They be over the top on that Israel shit. But they do. Their producers do a really good job at like putting their arguments together. So let's do the Chicago segment with Hannity. Quiet Storm sent me this. Shout out to Quiet Storm. What are we doing over here? Add to the stage, Playboy. All right, let's go. All right, let's rock.
All right, let me be clear. Mayor Johnson, Governor Pritzker, they're failing the people of Chicago, and their lives are not safe and secure. Violent crime is out of control across the city and the state. Again, 8 people dead. They should be alive. 58 people shot. They shouldn't be in a hospital. These were preventable. But instead, 8 funerals are now being planned while dozens more are dealing with gunshot wounds. And still, the state's liberal politicians are so blinded by rage for President.
Wait, what you say? You said Blaze TV has a picture of Mayor Mohawk next to the gremlin with the white Mohawk. Oh, I might need to find that and put it on my meme wall on the community tab. I don't know if y'all be checking out the community tab, man. I'll be going to town with the memes, man. I'll be having funny shit on that joint. You know what I mean?
And Trump, they're refusing to keep their own residents safe. Our very own Nicole Parker was in Chicago today, speaking to the people in that city. Let's see what they had to say.
What do you think about President Trump? He's offered to provide assistance to help make Chicago safe, to bring in potential National Guard, potential, federal law enforcement officers and agencies to give help to Chicago. How do you feel about getting help to make your city safe?
Help is needed.
How do you feel? Do you think that protecting and making Chicago safe, should that be a political issue?
I think Chicago can take all the help we need. So if it turns into a political issue, then tomato, tomato. If it works for the environment, for the safety of, the people, then I'm with it. Yeah.
National Guard coming here is not going to stop anything.
I think it's a good idea. Because, look, we need more. I mean, what's wrong with more help?
Right. Let me explain something. When you step outside your apartment or your house, you're in a war zone. You don't have to be in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you think I'm lying, let's check out the news every day.
He's only going to Chicago and every state that is a Democratic state. Tell me why.
But you think that President Trump could step in and help?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, I don't see no harm in that.
Nicole Parker's with us now. All right, so you spoke to the people in Chicago. I find it hard to believe that you can predict on any given weekend how many people will be shot. You can predict on any given weekend how many people will be shot and killed. I'm surprised it's not a 100% issue, to be honest. What were they telling you today?
Well, I was in the south side of Chicago, and I can tell you that the vast majority of them, initially it was automatic. Hey, you know what? I just don't think that this should be a political issue. I don't want President Trump coming in here. But then when we got into actually what that would look like for their city, the one commonality across every person that I spoke to, Sean, they admit that crime is completely out of control. And they are sick and tired of the crisis in their city. And they want to be able to walk around and be free and not be concerned about getting shot and getting killed and just the devastation that it's causing over and over. And also they admit that their mayor and their governor have failed them. They are not satisfied with what is happening. They do not believe that they will create the solutions necessary. And so in further discussions, almost every single person came around and said, you know what, you're right. This really isn't about politics. And if Trump can help us, let's allow them to come in. We need all the help that we can get because we are not in a good spot right now. And so it was very interesting to see how when you take the politics out of it, this is not about politics. This is about keeping everyone safe, keeping everyone alive. And there was one particular resident that I spoke to, Sean, he spoke about how he actually had to protect children himself from, live gunfire and from flying bullets. And this is what he said.
Being that we're over here, right, in the hood, right, you see all these people walking through here, right? I've been here when actual bullets get to shooting, right? There's a bullet that went right in there, a bullet over there, and I had to grab a kid and hold him down, right? And just to cover him to make sure that he wasn't, hit by the bullets. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong, but it is about saving, these youth at this point.
And that's exactly what it's about, Sean. I mean, I was walking through these neighborhoods and seeing these young children. I mean, they are victims of crime. No one deserves this, let alone young children who have no defense. And this man is literally having to protect them with his own body because you know what? They're not doing the job that they should be doing. The politicians are not doing the job. They're not allowing law enforcement. They need help. And at the end of this day, I felt better knowing Chicago knows that they need help. They will do whatever they need to do to take the assistance from President Trump. You know, there were a few outliers there, but again, they just want to be safe.
You know, look at what happened to our friend and colleague, Gianna Caldwell's brother, and he was killed. With your background in law enforcement, it seems to me to be common sense. And that is, you put more boots on the ground, you have more law enforcement, you have a greater presence. Rudy Giuliani was able to change New York City in a dramatic way. And he did it with stop and frisk. He did it with a police presence. He increased the force numbers to over 40,000. They're down about 10,000 from that number today. The more people more on the job, the more likely people are safe and secure. It's common sense. It's simple math to me. Your last word.
You're exactly right. I agree. You infiltrate that city. You put law enforcement in there, all hands on deck. And again, I was a resident of New York City. I saw what Giuliani did. I felt safe walking around at, 2 o'clock in the morning in Times Square. You could not do that in New York. You could definitely not do anything of the sort in Chicago. But again, more law enforcement, common sense. Take all the help that you can get. If they were doing a good job, they wouldn't have this problem. But I really think it's their pride and their ego and their just disdain for Trump that they cannot accept assistance, when in reality, that's what the citizens and community want, and that's what they need. They want to live their lives freely and not be in fear of getting shot and killed. And again, my heart goes out to Gianna Caldwell, whose brother Christian was killed by violence here in Chicago. And that case.
Yo, what up, Irvin? Irvin Reed in the building. What up, Playboy? We just doing some news, man. What up, Irv?
Off by a star.
All right, so here, I want to do this. Let's follow up on Mayor Adams. Saul sent me this. We keeping our eye, as you know, we've been keeping our eye on the New York mayoral race. Greg Adams, running as an independent now, former Democrat. Well, he's still the mayor, but he was a Democrat. So let me, I'm gonna read through some of this article on. Saul sent me this, and I think there's a clip to play on this as well. Let me see. Let's turn this down real quick. All right, perfect. Hello, 1, 2. All right, cool. So let's do this. White House silent on report that Trump allies have weighed luring Adams to administration to undercut Mandami. If Adams joins the Trump administration, like Saul was saying, that'd be a big coup. Plus, because he knows where all the Democratic bodies are buried. Eric Adams' campaign said he hasn't spoken to President Trump about the mayoral race. Let's see what clip they got on this.
I'm curious if the announcement today and the update today has anything to do with what you're seeing in Washington, D.C., and if you're worried at all about federal overreach as you're addressing crime here in New York City.
Nope. As we indicated over and over again, we got this. Our numbers speak for themselves, and we do need assistance on the federal level to deal with the flow of illegal guns into our streets. When we have shown our ability to take illegal guns off our streets, 23,000 as I indicated, and then you have a person that drives across the country and create havoc with an illegal gun, it just really hurts these inner cities. And so our numbers are clear. We're willing to share what we're doing successfully here with other cities. We've done that before. We meet every morning at 10 a.m. through HIDA with our federal partners, our state partners, our city partners.
All right, your boy Greg Adams is a dry speaker. Let me read some of this article. Says the White House has remained silent after a new report claims advisors to President Trump have discussed offering New York City Mayor Eric Adams, I was calling him Greg Adams, Coach Greg Adams, that's a Freudian slip. Eric Adams a position within the Trump administration in the hopes it would hurt mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani's election odds. Trump advisors reportedly had a discussion with Adams' associates about dipping out of the race and potentially joining the Trump administration to pave the way for Governor Andrew Cuomo to secure a victory in November's election. New York Times reported Wednesday. Okay, so they're trying to do the swap and switch. It remains unclear if specific positions for Adams have been talked about or if Adams would be inclined to accept such an offer, the report said. The White House did not respond to a request for comment from Fox News Digital. This is some information on Mamdani. Who cares? Say Mayor Adams has made it clear that he will not respond to every rumor that comes up. Todd Shapiro, a spokesman for Adams' campaign, said Wednesday he will remain focused, not be distracted, and grind for New Yorkers. Okay, let's see. He has had no discussions with, nor has he met with President Donald Trump regarding the mayoral race, Shapiro said. The mayor is fully committed to winning the election, with millions of New Yorkers preparing to cast their votes. His record is clear. Crime is down, jobs are up, and he has consistently stood up for working families. Mayor Adams is focused on building on the progress and earning 4 more years to continue delivering for the people of New York. Trump historically has railed against Mamdani and has cautioned New Yorkers against voting for the New York State Assemblyman from Queens. Number one, you have a communist running and you shouldn't vote for him, Trump said during a July cabinet meeting. He's a disaster. He's leading. He's got the Democrat nomination because that shows you where the Democrats have gone. That's whole facts. I'm not getting involved, but I can tell you this. I used to say we will not ever be a socialist country, right? Well, I'll say it again. We are not going to have, if a communist gets elected to run New York, it can never be the same. All right, spot on. All right, we'll keep an eye on what's going on with Greg Adams, Eric Adams. I did it again. Eric Adams. Irvin says, never thought the war on drugs turned into sunk my battleship. Yeah, that's a whole fact, though. I personally, I like that. I'm gonna be straight up. I like that the Trump admission is all gas, no brakes, straight on the offensive with everything. Because truth be told, we don't got enough time on the clock to play, especially with how goofy these Democrats are moving up for with everything. And I was saying to Saul before I got on, I think that even with all the lawfare going on by the Democrats, as Trump continues to win these cases on appeal and things getting shuffled up to the Supreme Court, the Democrats are actually technically playing into his hands. Because his Justice Department is going to fight everything, and they're actually winning a lot of these cases. So Trump is in effect creating case law precedents in real time with regard to him exercising the full extent of his executive powers, and with them pushing back on everything. And he's setting up clear precedents in case law. With case in point, say for example, Vance gets elected 2028, he'll have cleared the ground for like full extent of executive powers to be exercised by the president, and there'll be case law to support it. So in the long run, this could actually be a huge coup. Let's follow up on this goofy DEI hire, Lisa Cook. And I think we covered earlier this week aside from her being the DEI hire to the Fed board under Biden, we've got another Claudine Gay. She went to Harvard, but it's turned. They've found that she's plagiarized some of her work. Man, these Keishas with their degrees and their qualifications, man, they are not. They with the dismantling of the Keisha industrial complex and DEI, we were seeing that a lot of these Keishas is not qualified to be having these positions or be talking as reckless as they was on the internet. Where we earning the most, we the most educated, we the most this, man. Zaddy take his hand off the scale, man, and they floundering. So this is Larry Kudlow commenting on Lisa Cook refusing to accept her firing.
All right, Lisa Cook has been fired, and that's the subject of the riff. When the jobs report comes out on Friday, let's hope the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, subtracts one government job, namely the former Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook. She was fired by her boss, President Donald J. Trump, even though, for some reason, she refuses to accept this. In the termination letter to Cook, Mr. Trump noted a criminal referral against Cook filed by the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Bill Pulte. Continuing in the letter, Mr. Trump said there is sufficient reason to believe Cook committed mortgage fraud, claiming two different homes as her primary residence and false statements on one or more mortgage agreements. This occurred in Michigan, Atlanta, Georgia, and Cambridge, Massachusetts. Hat tip to Byron York, who will be here in a little while to continue this discussion. And Mr. Trump, in his letter, continued, in light of your deceitful and potentially criminal conduct on a financial matter, the Federal Reserve and I do not have confidence in your integrity. The evidence is overwhelming. It's been circulating around for quite some time. We've all seen it. Ms. Cook is wasting everybody's time by throwing up legal smokescreens in court, but it will come to nothing. Actually, we've learned that she knew all about the so-called mortgage promise way in advance and told it to the Biden people when she was nominated and then confirmed to the Fed in 2022. But they chose to overlook it and jam through her confirmation with, get this, a 49-49 tie that had to be broken by Vice President Kamala Harris. Because Ms. Cook lied about her primary residence and these other matters, she was able to get preferential treatment on interest rates that were not available to ordinary Americans who play by the rules and do not lie on their mortgage applications. Ms. Cook is doing enormous damage right now to the Federal Reserve by her public revolt against all these facts. Indeed, Jay Powell.
Typical Keisha fashion, what I say. And shout out to AC. Keisha has the uncanny ability to turn one bum into two bums. She is single-handedly ruining the reputation of the Fed, of the Federal Reserve, just with one Keisha on the board. Refusing to resign, more than one count of mortgage fraud. Keisha spreading like cancer. Federal Reserve been around forever. They put the one DEI Keisha on there and the whole ship is sinking.
Should have suspended her several weeks ago, as he has in several other cases. But of course, Powell always lacks backbone.
The plot thickens. Is that a double entendre and a and a pun, quiet storm? Because she she is rather big. She is rather big back, man.
She got your ass.
The plot thickens indeed.
The idea that these mortgage lies were committed before Cook went to the Fed is utter nonsense. Normally, The vetting process covers many prior years of various income, job, and contract histories. Her lies that were apparently accepted by the Bidens speaks volumes about the lack of integrity from the Biden administration. But she should have been disqualified right from the start. Now, look, I could go on about her lack of credentials and her work opinions. She was very, very woke. But the reality here, the important point here, she has lost her job. She should admit it immediately. She should not be permitted back into the building. She should certainly not be at the next FOMC meeting in 2 weeks, nor, of course, should she be permitted to take a vote. And that's the riff.
Bang. I like kudlow. Kudlow's a classic 1980s capitalist. I like kudlow. Let's play this AI segment. Let's play this AI segment. In the meantime, let's for you guys out there, here's a public service announcement from our longest standing channel member and friend of the channel, Mr. Theo Coop.
Every man walking this planet who's having a baby should have a DNA test. I don't give a damn if you're married. I don't give a damn how mad your wife gonna be for asking her. It's not about her. It's about your own protection. If you're dealing with a woman who's opposed to it, I already let you know the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. I have a son. You goddamn right I got a DNA test on mine, and we were married. Was she upset? Yes. Did she get over it? Yes. Would I ever get over the thought of me raising another man's son? No. Fuck that. I'll be damned. Oh man, I'm thinking this kid's not mine, but if I ask her for a DNA test, man, I think she's gonna be mad. Man the fuck up. Every man should have a DNA test for every single child that he had.
Shout out to Theo Coop.
Ugh, I miss 2025. Remember life before extraterrestrials took over? It was so primitive.
I love everything about you. Because I'm programmed to be your perfect soulmate. To make you happy.
You got his eyes right. But that's not his soul. You didn't prompt his soul. This isn't my dog.
Dave Campbell, I detect your cortisol levels are higher than usual. In the mood for a digital chat to calm you down? I'm prompted to please.
What the hell?
One more set on this mountain. Get your headsets on. We are simulating the best workout of your life.
Welcome to your afterlife trial. Please select your ideal eternity subscription plan.
Today, we'll be studying the nature.
All right, Belle, let's do some AI news real quick. It's my man Charles Payne. This is how volatility around the world will bring more eyes to AI investments.
All right, all sectors in the red, but none more so than the technology sector, folks. Technology down 1.5%, right? And here's the thing, within that sector, only 8 of 68 components are red. So for the most part, they're getting hit pretty good. One name that really standing out, Palantir. Ironically, though, Palantir has been up for most of this session, but let's face it, it hit a serious rough patch, starting to find some sort of terra firma right now. I'm going to bring in Defiance ETFs, their CEO and CIO, Sylvia Jablonski. And Sylvia, you know, it looks like maybe sellers are finally exhausted. You had the big spike of selling, volume is down. The stock is sort of resting here right above the 50-day. This is one of the names you like in that whole modern warfare area, right?
Yes, I think that this is the future of AI. So we have to think about a lot of investors have benefited from the AI.
Marie said, what was the name of the Bruce Willis movie where folks were happier being their AI self than the real deal? Surrogates. That was actually a really good movie. Surrogates. The movie is Surrogates, I believe.
Trades from the NVIDIA and Palantir trades. And as you said, they kind of, you know, fell off, whether it was profit taking or whether it was this view that there could be this overvaluation. And here you have this great stock that's a leader in AI, particularly around aerospace and defense, and arguably on sale, just given that it's, you know, quite off of its highs here. So
it's a little bit, it made a pretty good move, right?
It's a pretty good move.
Yeah, and so you would be a buyer here.
Yeah, it's certainly a stock that I have my eyes on.
Okay, let's talk about other modern warfare and defense picks. You got Joby, AeroVironmental, and CArtels. So let's talk about KTOS.
Yes.
Full disclosure, I do have subscribers in the stock right now. It's one that I'm holding. We're up like 50%. I think we could get a double out of this at least, because like you, I love it. I want to know why you love it.
Yeah, so I actually love all of these stocks. And I think this is going to be a new sector that investors are going to start eyeing because the world has changed, right? And again, just expanding out the AI trade, you know, drones and government spending on aerospace and defense are going to be a big focus. And you have these companies that are getting, you know, funding from the US government, whether it's the Pentagon, whether it's DOD, and, you know, they are really the leaders in drones here. And so I think that as conflicts increase, you're going to start seeing these companies build up in revenue and use cases.
So you mentioned AI a couple of times. Let's go back to the main central story here. The data center spending is just crazy. It could be as much as $7.9 trillion, you know, over the next few years. $7.9 trillion. So that means a lot of money to be made. Utilities have been the place to be, but you know, I don't think a lot of folks understand. Folks within the utility sector, there are different industries. It's been the independent power names that have done well. 19% for the year, 32% for 3 months, rather 32% year to date. So, because a lot of folks come on and sometimes they just kind of hurl out utility names.
Right.
You have to be kind of specific here.
Yeah, and so in my mind, utilities are, again, we're going to stick with this theme of the future: supercomputing, quantum computing, hyperscalers, you know, Bitcoin mining. All of these things have to be powered somehow. So you have these names like Oklo, which is a leader in nuclear. You have some of the stalwarts that have been around here with Vistra, GE Vernova, and Vertiv. And I think that they do, you know, they kind of do different things, but what they're doing is providing the engine and the horsepower for the AI trade, machine learning data centers to actually continue to be able to function.
This prior table I had was just the spending through 2030.
Yes.
So the question is, would you hold these stocks through that period? I mean, is there a chance they could get ahead of themselves at some point?
I think it's like anything else, right? You had that ChatGPT moment and the stocks pop, but this is a decade-long thing, right? Some of these AI innovations, quantum computing, hyperscaling, this is going to take 5 to 10 years to really build out. So this is the infancy of the trade.
All right, you mentioned quantum a minute ago.
Yes.
Everyone's jumping in on quantum, right? I mean, Rigetti's one of the big decliners today, but you know, they've all made huge moves. I think it was last week, Advanced Micro teaming up with IBM. So you've got the big names that are in there, right?
Yes.
You know, we've heard Jensen talk about quantum in a more positive light than he did a year ago. So, I mean, are you concerned that some of these smaller names that have been amazing, will they be able to survive with these large companies elbowing their way in?
Well, the great thing about that is that, you know, you can have a combination of both. And then if you have the smaller names and the larger names, you potentially participate if there's M&A activity, buyouts and things like this. And you participate in the fact that some of the smaller names could really take off and become market leaders. You know, we do it that way in our ETF on purpose, right? So you got the Rigettis, the IonQs, and some of those quantum computing company names that are in their infancy and starting to become cash flow positive, with the IBMs who just have the balance sheet to invest in this.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some serious M&A activity.
I think so too.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank
Really
you,
appreciate
Charles.
you. Needed you today. Some of these things are getting hit a little bit.
All right, cool. That's our AI segment. There's a couple stocks you might want to invest in. I already own some Palantir. Palantir is going to blow like Tesla and a couple others. All right. Wow, we're at the 1 hour mark. I'm gonna play this last segment. Quashstorm sent me this one too. I haven't reviewed any Tim Black TV lately. And so you'll be looking at this in real time with me as well. But this one, I'm interested in what his take is on this is going to be. This is Black Democratic operatives panic as voters break free. So this will be our news and media analysis. And Tim Black's actually pretty much down the middle. He's independent. I've seen him come down hard on both ends, but he does support the Trump administration, and he's anti-Democrat party. So let's go over some of this Tim Black TV segment. Well, he's the Tim Black Show now. He was Tim Black TV. I see he changed his name. But I like Tim Black. I like who's the other guy? Everett Ellison Everett. I like him too. So let's some of this rock out, and I'll give my color commentary as well.
Don't really speak to our issues, but that's the issue. Let's continue. And she digs a hole that she won't be able to climb out of.
And here's the thing, just like we did with Black women, I was on one of the first, I think it was the first phone call. It just, to see the numbers, somehow we were able to see the numbers just rise as the number of women who were getting on the calls. It's just like, wow, we do know how to mobilize. We do know how to set an agenda. Just watch the numbers go from 1,800, 18,000, 50,000. We were able to see it. So my point, Isaac, is that this is the same urgency we had then. That's the same urgency we need to have now in getting everybody on fan base so that we can have our entertainment. We can have our social media fun. But the main thing is we have to get our information to our people, and we have to get our stories told accurately to our people, particularly right now in the state that we're in right now with this administration. And going forward, this is a late call.
Yeah.
This is a very late call. We should have already done it. It shouldn't take for the government to come into our neighborhoods to start pulling our sons and our daughters out of cars for us to say, oh, wait a minute, we need our own platform.
And bear in mind, they got a Keisha once again up here pushing this fear mongering. I guess this is fan base. I guess this is a new Apple platform where they're trying to herd all of the Negroes over to a siloed Democratic propaganda medium where they can bombard you with Democratic propaganda, put you in dresses, put you men in dresses. I got a Keisha leading you to the slaughter. Let's see what Tim got to say.
We need our own media. No, it shouldn't take for us to be dead lying on the street. It shouldn't take the administration to begin censoring media companies for us to say, oh, we need our own.
Are you guys scared yet? You gonna be dead in the street. You guys scared yet? You getting pulled out of your cars? You guys scared yet? Don't be scared. Man, I'm watching this. Yo, when they send these Democratic Keishas out here, I'd be like, man,
is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
This is a late call. This is urgent. This is now. Download fan base now.
There's black media, but we don't use it. We don't leverage our media in ways that are truly beneficial. As soon as Donald Trump won and Elon Musk...
Look. Ooh, some big bubble plantation buck slave simp. Oh, that's all the Democratic Party generate. These, you know what I'm saying? Oh, these Democrat slave simps. And this nigga like half an old nigga. Black media is just white media reposted by black sites. There is no black media. I beg to differ. I believe we helped put Trump in power and struck quite a blow to the Democratic Party. Whoever Reed said changing a lipstick on a pig doesn't make it any less of a pig. Hear, hear, sir. Hear, hear. That's because they telling big lies, says Detroit. Yo, Tevin King, what the deal, Playboy? Yo, Tev. You in the member section, bruh. Email me your Cash App. Also, so I have your email. We just dropped some new merch. So I can email you, so we can send you some merch and everything, and I can put you on the Cash App list. We be Cash Apping the members every month now. I ain't forget, bro. You blew us up that Sunday, bro. Know what I'm saying? Shoot me an email. So, and you may have already. So, but put members in the subject line, and then I'll email you the images of the new mugs we put out and everything. I know you done bought a whole bunch of merch, so we trying to send you some shit, bro. Says, sorry, I just got with the $5 super chat. He says, sorry, just got off work. I just want to say this real quick. My stock portfolio looking very lovely. Oh, you got Palantir. CArtels, Jaco, ever. Oh, so wait, you and Nvidia? Oh, so you already got you was already holding them? Man, Tevin King for the motherfucking win, homie. Tevin King for the win.
We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough.
Hell yeah. All right, I like to see that brothers got their portfolios right. Perfect square of the building. I see you, Playboy. What it do, man?
Off by a stop.
All right, guys, let's go. Let's hear some more of this nonsense. All right, I hope Tim tear him a new one.
Credit for it. Over 25 million people left X and went and downloaded an app called Blue Sky.
I did.
And Blue Sky was sitting up at the top of the App Store. Blue
Sky is trash and its user base is cratering.
Sky is not better than Twitter. It's nowhere near as good as Twitter. It doesn't have the functionality or the capability. But white people simply stood on business and said, we out. We're going here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Simultaneously, TikTok looks like it's about to get banned. What do all the black media sites talk about? Everybody's going to Rednub, Chinese-owned company. Everybody's going to Lemonade. Not one of them said Fanbase or Spill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. They just repeat the same things that they say. And I told people, I said, you understand that all y'all talking about Blue Sky like this, they're going to get so many users.
Yeah.
That they're going to go right back around and be able to raise capital to beat Twitter. Mark my words. From January, February 2025, you're going to see Blue Sky raises something at $1 billion valuation. And maybe about a month ago, they said they're raising at $700 million valuation because simply people just moved there.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is, that's what I mean by we need to operate as a monolith. I mean, there's 42 million black people in the United States of America. If 42 million people downloaded fan base that were black, that app will be at the top of the App Store. I promise you my phone would ring and somebody would give me $200 million at a $2 billion valuation. And I could hire every engineer that worked at TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and build whatever the hell we want to. That's what I mean by moving as a monolith. We don't put our foot on the scale collectively to move things. Everybody hates Tesla. Have you ever heard of a black EV maker?
Everybody does not hate Tesla. They got these, these goofy black dudes, they don't be talking about nothing. Shabazz, what up, Playboy? I see you, man.
Off by a stop.
I see you, man. What y'all talking about? Blue Sky app? Yeah, it's trash, bro. Perfect Square says Blue Sky is a scam. Yeah, and a data harvester. Blue Sky is a libtard septic tank to match the septum ring bearers looking like Schmeagle. And worst of all, even the liberal users that use Blue Sky, they actually hate it now. Because it's just them over there. And they're over there, what do you call them? They're over there cannibalizing each other.
Bailey, and it's called Derek Automotive. Now,
okay,
when all that stuff is going on with Elon and everything, where was the Griot? Where was the Shade Room? Where was Baller talking about, oh, let's all go buy his car? That's what I mean by black media don't use black media to do nothing.
Okay, so I guess my question is, and this is from someone who's been in the media for 30 years, if I'm in a newsroom, who's telling me? I want to know, was there a press release? Was there an editorial decision to make to not put him on? I can't imagine the Griot would do that.
You got a whole bunch of tethers in the mainstream media. What is we talking about? Another whatchamacallit, this is Democratic funded fake black media.
So I'm just wondering, editorially speaking, and in that newsroom, did someone say, no, we're not going to promote that black man in his EV? I doubt it.
I guarantee you, in existence, every single solitary type of business that exists right now in America that a white.
Wait, is this Isaac Hayes' son? It says Isaac Hayes. Is this Isaac Hayes' son?
White person is built, a black person has the same one.
Okay.
I guarantee you there's somebody out here trying to start a black airline, somebody trying to start a black movie studio, a black television network, a black hospital, a black everything. All you gotta do is get on Google and look.
There's so much wrong about this segment. It's just ridiculous. There's so much to get to. Let's see if we can, let's start from the top. I guess I'll start it the way I ended my first monologue on this. What good is unifying if you're unifying behind something that's not actually helping our communities? See, it's not just about unifying, it's about what are you unifying for, okay? And I don't see it not demonstrated in this clip at all. And she gave reasons why we need to do this now. We need to be accelerated now. The reason we need to do this now, because black people are catching hell now, particularly under this administration. Trump has been in office, not a year, not 1 year. I'm sure more black people were killed in various ways during the Biden administration.
Well played, Tim, sir. Exactly. I'm sure more people were killed under the Biden administration. And speaking of, hold on, let me get it. And to that very fucking point, Trump is in power. We got a Republican, because I'm gonna keep using this word, a populist Republican presidency. And it is only the Democratic holdout cities where black people are being murdered wholesale. And the mayors of such cities and governors aren't allowing any type of federal help to stop the bloodshed. So right off the gate, well played, Mr. Tim Black.
Then during this 1 year of Trump. I don't have to look at the numbers. You know, typically I'll go through the numbers, I give you numbers on stuff. I will give you the data. But I don't have to give you data on that because you're not a fool. You know, more people died under Biden. More black people were brutalized, shot, murdered, stabbed, killed under Biden's 4 years.
All right. Our boy Tim cooking with grease right off the fucking rip.
My nigga.
Let's go.
Years and under Trump's 9 months. But why should we be now more accelerated? Because you're a party hack. And that's the reason why what you touch turns to shit. Because that is dying. That premise, that idea, that politics is dying. Black America's rising. We're getting out of the carcass of the Democratic Party. We're moving away from that. You are so 2014, you're 2008. You got 2008, 2012 politics. Them days is over. We're moving beyond that shit right now, particularly black American men. We're moving beyond it, and our women are waking up as well.
Okay, Tim got the goddamn memo. He up here sounding like me. Tim got the goddamn memo.
Shit, boy. Think I'm gonna be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine? Shit.
Clarence is gonna...
Shit, as far as the federal money's concerned, he's everything. The faucet, the goose. Oh, goose. The one that lays them golden eggs. Major crimes. Shit. They gonna come talk.
Shit. Got your ass.
So it's over for that. When she says, we all got to go to the fan base because the black and brown people are being blah, blah, blah. Yo, What does fan base have to do with black and brown people you seeing getting pulled out of cars? First of all, black people ain't getting pulled out of cars more than we've been pulled out of cars by cops on traffic stops randomly that have happened over the years. This, once again, stop with the black-brown coalition bullshit. If a U.S. citizen is pulled out of a car illegally in this country, I'm pissed about it. But if you have a warrant or you're undocumented and they can prove it, they have a right to pull you out the car and pull you out into a courtroom and then pull you out of the country. That's what they have a right to do. The same way they pull black people out of cars for warrants. I'm tired of this stupid nonsense. And this is disgusting that we got an extra clip and I'm highlighting it. And it's a sister trying to equate black people to undocumented people or equating my Latino American citizens to undocumented Latinos or Asians or Haitians or Nigerians or Ukrainians or Czechoslovakians or whoever they are. Basically, all Isaac Hayes is doing is trying to get money for his app. And one of the reasons why you're not getting money for your app is because your app it's just not that impressive.
Oh, my man hit it right on the head. This nigga pulling a Umar Johnson. If every black person downloaded the app, I'd be able to ask $200 million tomorrow.
Brothers and sisters, give me your grit money, give me your weave money, give me your perm money, your Jordan money, your Alizé money, your 40-ounce money. We need the money, brothers and sisters. How about you hit the Cash App? Brothers and sisters, give me your grit money, give me your weave money, give me your perm.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Everyone, it's a lot of apps. What makes your app great? Why won't you spend some of this time to talk about the greatness of your product instead of talking about what white people are doing? And for the record, a lot of black people left Twitter too. A lot of black people left Twitter and went to Blue Sky. I didn't, because I don't want to be around the people that left to go there. And I spent my time building up my Twitter following over the years, and I wasn't willing to vacate it because of Elon. But a lot of black people left Twitter just because it got overrun with a lot of right-wing nonsense. The algorithm's kind of shitty, okay? It's just what it is. But I'm not leaving it because I'm not there for fun. I'm there for business. I have a brand. I have to keep my awareness up. And I didn't feel like going to fan base.
Yo, you tell him, Tim, you got a brand. We got a brand too. Machismo TV is a brand. Shout out to Shabazz with the $5 super chat supporting the stream. I appreciate you, bro. Here's some drops for you.
Am I the meanest? Sure enough. Am I the prettiest? Sure enough. Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time? Sure enough. Well, who am I? Sure enough. Who am I? Sure enough. I can't hear you. Sure enough.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I used to say silly things like, where are all the good men at? Until I started taking accountability. Now I know I'm just an ain't shit ass bitch. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem.
So Keisha, what's a high value man to you?
A man that gave me 10 kids, 3 evictions, $10 on Cash App, and still pull up in a Nissan Altima that sound like it got asthma.
We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up.
The fan base never went on. You reached out to celebrities that are above my level. I'm a Z-class, whatever I am. But I have a brand. Can't do something for 15, 14 years on the internet and not have a brand. Look up Tim Black Show. It comes up. But the bottom line, what Isaac Hayes is complaining about is fan base's unpopularity. And he's complaining how white people made Blue Sky. And to be honest, what turned me off to Isaac is that your politics don't match my politics. The fact that you were up on Twitter, canvassing, politicking for Kamala, turned me off totally, man. Yeah, and I know I'm not the only person. When I saw you doing that bullshit, and it was like, she's a black woman, it was nothing substantive. It just said vacuous, hollow, dead-brained, dead-eyed, goofy shit where Kamala's a black woman, so we need to get behind her. And my dad made the music, and that we have to stand for. And what the hell are you?
Yo, straight up, Tim. All right, Tim on fire tonight.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Talking about, bro. This is not how people of substance conduct themselves politically. And there is nobody, I feel, that should follow behind following a political candidate or supporting them or giving money. And I'm sorry, I left this part out, guys, in my rant. This woman's bragging about how much money they raised from Kamala, from black working class women. You should have used that money to build up black communities. We should have used that to create incubators for businesses, not to give to a failing campaign that siphoned money out of our communities. And that, to me, is a dereliction of duty. You, one of the first on the call, one of the first helping propagate that in your newsroom, that bullshit, to me, is an infraction. That's a disrespect to what we should be about as journalists. Kamala is a hack. That's what she is. She's a Democratic Party operative. That's all she is. She had 4 years under Biden to create the momentum necessary to run for office. What she think? Biden was going to live forever? She should have been touring the country then. She should have been writing op-eds. She should have been doing more than what she was doing. That's what she should have been doing for the 4 years. That's on her. But then what you do, you took money out of the black community. And you act like black people don't support anything black. We do. We just support what we think supports us. But you use black women's need to see themselves represented in a woman who is not black, who when she became senator and attorney general, it was touted as the first Asian Indian. And then when she started running for president, she became black. And that's what Trump said, because that's what it was. That's how it was advertised. And never did she correct the record. Never did she say, no, I'm a black woman. And my real point, the final point on that note is to raise money and take it out of the black community and put it into a political campaign that ended up funding Oprah and Rowland and Al Sharpton and Megan Thee Stallion and Kelly Rowland. I think that's disgusting. And you're up here talking about responsibility and performance and excellence. Were you there? Did you see this, Miss Tamisha? He ended it on, we need to be a monolith. He said we need to be a monolith. We need to be a monolith. No, we don't. You know what? Only if we're fighting for something that helps our communities. I don't see how fan base helps us. I don't see how Kamala helps us. I don't see how the Democrats are helping us. They're helping themselves. And for the record, Tesla is down. That's true. But everybody doesn't hate Tesla. Just because he wants to compete against them. I got my issues, but that don't mean I hate Tesla. Oh, that's the only thing he said that I agree with is he said there are black businesses that are doing everything. Anything that you need, anything you're looking for, there's a black business somewhere doing it. Now, you got to vet the business. I'm a good investment because I've been doing this for 14 years. I have a track record of doing this. I've done this on various levels. I'm self-made. I've been profitable from day one. Know how I know? Because I had no money to start. Yeah, quiet as is kept. My brother been in business for quite some time. So I've had to restructure, rebrand, redo, whatever. I did that shit. I've done that. I've had to do that over the years. So you got to vet out the businesses that you support. And they got to be businesses that are aligned with what your vision is, what you want to support, and ethically, morally, whatever your criteria is, right?
Yo, shout out to Quiet Storm. This is a fire segment. Tim hitting on all cylinders. That's damn true. Me and Saul with this machismo TV shit. This shit a brand, man. We done had to rebrand, restructure, reprogram, like just to keep the shit going. Being shadow banned, not getting the right AdSense money, struggling for super chats. I'm fucking bouncing from country to country. Yo, Tim on it, man. That's exactly 100% true.
I'm not for everyone. But what I'm saying is, just being black is not enough. It's enough to be considered if that's what you're looking to do, support a black business. It's enough to be considered, but just because there's a black in the category does not mean you need to go get behind it. See, fan base just sounds to me, and this is where, when I had this conversation with Toraine Walker, we're talking about Wallow complaining about black businesses that did not handle their business and just said, I'm black, give me money. And he had a problem with that because he said, don't nobody care about that? Where's your performance? Where's the customer service? Where's the products? Where's the deliveries? You got to be up on your game. You got to handle your business. I agree. I've had deaths in the family, major outages, weather, tech, whatever. But you know what Tim Black does? He does this damn show anyway. Much more reliable than Umar.
God damn it, yo. Tim on it. Hell yeah. Yeah, shit been a straight disaster behind the scenes. We had deaths, all type of shit. We go on every goddamn Sunday, don't we? Turn the channel on every night around midnight.
Dr. Umar wouldn't have to need to raise money if he wasn't so lazy. I could say it. These people are lazy, Johnson. Not because they black, because they lazy. They are lazy. They're people that grind it out like me. I've been doing a show 3, 4, 5 times a week for the past 13 years. Would Dr. Umar really need money?
Hell, yo, Tim telling the truth. We be behind the scenes like this motherfucker.
This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, please, wake up. Wake up. This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, please.
Sir, yes, sir. Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair. Sir, yes, sir. If you ladies leave my island, if you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit. Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless. And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved corps. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Hey, woman. Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your old man ain't got no heart, maybe you'd like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you? I tell you what, bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man.
You want, you got it.
If he had a show that was on twice a week for the last 10 years, that he was creating revenue from that show to dump into his organization, would he really need you? No! But you know what that would require? It would require him actually doing work. He'd have to be somewhere. He'd have to stop whatever he was doing and do that, not fly by night, video here, video there, talking about some woman sexy. Oh, black woman so thick. Oh, no, I'm talking about an actual product that he delivered on a consistent basis. Look at the Joe Budden podcast. Look at the Breakfast Club. Look at Phil Scott. Look at the Black Authority. Look at Tariq Nasheed. Say what you want. Consistently over the years, delivering a product, changing it, revamping it, rebuilding it, putting it out, putting in the work. These people are lazy. Where's the shows? Where's the content? Where's the effort to Isaac Hayes? I'm not saying I'm not here to knock your app. I just did not see incentive. I don't need to be on every platform. There's a lot of competition in the space, the app space for social media, right? And I don't need to be on every app. I'm on 4 or 5 apps. What is your positioning? What is your value that you're gonna add to my business for me to make you a number 6? You black? That's it. Other than giving me content to roast your ass with, is you continue to sheep herd black people into the Democratic Party because you feel that is a party of black America. Other than that, I don't see an upside for me. Other than fodder for my cannon of pow, ranting and raving, I don't see it. I don't see a lane where this makes sense at all for Tim Black and the Tim Black Show. But once again, guys, this is just my opinion based on my experience, based on what I know in this space that I've been in social media. I do not think it's a flex that black women raise money for Kamala at the drop of a dime. I think that is an indictment of black Americans that we could have done that for issues that are much more important.
Fact.
And can have more of a return for us. And what she do? She turned around, lose that election, couldn't even bring her ass outside to give her concession speech to her sisters. And then, what does she do? I'm not running for office. I think I'm gonna take a break. I need some time. Look, Rick, but yeah, you gave her all that money. Now she don't even want to do shit. You're not even saying anything. You won't even criticize her. Why? Because you are hacks. You're not a journalist. You're an opportunist. You're a careerist. And you're not in it for the people. And that's not what this is supposed to be about. But it is, Johnson. In the words of Paul Mooney, it is absolutely a business, Johnson. These people don't care about you, they care about their wallets. Tim Black, the sooner you learn that, the sooner you learn what's really going on. Everybody want to be a ninja, but nobody want to be a ninja. Everybody want to be a journalist, but nobody wants to be a journalist. They all want to line their pockets with their money. Comedians coming out telling you who to vote for. Talking about she dated Willie Brown and Montel Williams, as if that makes her a prize pick. She better go ahead with that white man, that director from Hollywood that she got with. Get her to fund her campaign. He's funding all other types of movies. And that's what she was, an actress, a bad actress. All right, Johnson, that's all I got for tonight. I want to thank my people that support.
Yo. Yo, straight up, Irv, he was on. Yo, these black male content creators down here doing social, political commentary, media analysis, bro. Top fucking tier, bro. A lot of talent down here. You know what I'm saying? We got to. We don't got big titties and pretty faces. You know what I'm saying? We actually got to have talent. International Quiet Storm, with the moniker of the channel, We the Willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the fucking ungrateful. That's my time, gentlemen. We at the 1 hour, 35-minute mark. I want to thank Quiet Storm, Kwame Kaiju, everybody, No News Podcast, everybody that usually helps contribute. Irvin Reed to some of the content I review on the news desk. Everybody shows up in the chat. Everybody supported the stream tonight. Mr. Tevin King, Mr. Shabazz, who is also a channel member, bro. Shabazz, you should shoot me an email with your Cash App ID. We Cash App and our members every month. We started that last month, I believe. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow with another news desk, and I think I will be putting together another Black Manosphere 1.0 stream tomorrow as well. I found some Barbarossa stuff earlier today. Don't hold me to it, but it very well may happen. That being said, that is my time for this evening. I want to say good night and good luck.
Panel. This country needs stronger border security.
Our border security is the strongest in the world.
What we need is to take care of our children.
I can't get an erection. You think giving them amnesty is fair to the people who are already here?
They're contributing to the economy.
I've tried all the herbs. Amnesty is never the answer.
It's not amnesty. It's recognizing their contributions to our country.
They said to meditate, but I keep falling asleep. We need stronger vetting.
And to enforce the laws already on the books.
I'm terrified of being alone with my wife. It's too much pressure.
Well, nothing's ever going to change if Congress isn't willing to compromise.
Exactly my point.
A wall would solve this.
I wake up with an erection, but never when she's in the bed with me. A wall would solve nothing.
These children have rights.
I spent $3,000 on a sandals vacation thinking that might do it. Know what it was? Me being limp on a lazy river.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you to Peter Griffin.
No, don't send me home to my wife. Democrats. Panel.
This story.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.